Yes, morning all. Hope everyone's well. Cracker of a show last night. Had a couple of Arsenal fans on. Ellie, Stell, bit of bants going on. It was great. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. And so we move on to the next day. What will Tottenham Hotspur give us today? Who knows? Igor's been in, bit of training. Sure he's been putting them right. Lovely to see you all in here this morning. Hope you're having a good morning. And yeah, we move on 4 days if you don't include Sunday to the North London derby. Joey. And yeah, it's it's going to be really interesting. We'll talk about it a little bit, and we'll engage with you people in the comments. So we better say a few hellos a bit quick. Here we go. Scott's in. There's a few of you in this morning already. It's great to see, I've got to say. Scott's in. Big up to Scott. Morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. My old mate Shem's in. Every morning is here. Big up to you, Shem. Good morning, gentlemen, he says. Hope you're both well today. Well, the sheriff's at work, mate. The sheriff's at work. He's been called back, so he's in. I've got no doubt he's listening. So big up to you, Sheriff. He says, good morning, gentlemen. Hope you're both well. Well, it's dry in East London, but very cold. God, it's horrible up here, mate. It's freezing out there, Shem. Honestly, it's freezing. They reckon we're going to get snow later on as well. So, it's a bit chilly out there, mate. But he says it's okay because on a doggy walk and he loves it. Well, as long as the dog's happy, Shem, that's all that matters, eh? Big up to you and your dog, mate. Hope you're well. Jimmy's in. Big up to Jim. Big up, everyone. Good morning, he says. Good morning to you, Jim. Hope you're well. Rodney, big up to all coys. Absolutely. Big up to you, Rods. Leslie, morning all. Morning to you, Leslie. Hope you're well. What am I doing here? Yeah, here we go. Wembers is in. YouTube member. Big up, Wembers. Hope you're well, mate. He says, morning, boys. Can't quite decide whether a big Arsenal win tonight might help us. Lull them possibly into little complacency ahead of Sunday or not? What do you think? Interesting, Shem. Listen, Arsenal should win tonight, let's be fair. But, the thing is, they've got such a big squad, Wembley, that if they get a few injuries, they get a few tired players, they've got players to bring in. And, that's the difference between when they put their first team out and when we do. Look at the difference on the benches. I've gone a bit thingy this morning. Look, I just thought I'd let you know. Look, I've got my Spurs shirt on. Let me sit up a bit. I've got my old retro one on this morning. Look at that one. Okay, very nice. I don't wear it very often, to be fair. Let me go put that back there again. There we go. Yeah, very nice indeed. It's difficult, isn't it? I can't see Arsenal being complacent on Sunday, to be fair. It's a big game, isn't it, Wembers? Big game. I think both teams will be up for it. At the end of the day, they've got the quality and we're at home. So it's up to us lot to get out there and stick it on them at the end of the day, innit? But yeah, you never know what happens with Arsenal and Wolves tonight. I think Arsenal will win, but we'll see what happens because Wolves are. I mean, we say we're poor, but Wolves they're rubbish, aren't they, this year? Honestly, they're rubbish. Joey's in. Big up, Joey. He says, happy Christmas, everyone. Happy Christmas to you, Joey. Won't be long. What's it, 10 months? Big up to you, Joe. Steve's in. Big up to you, Steve. Good morning. I have replied to your comment, Steve. I don't know if you've seen it. But, yeah, thanks for commenting, mate, this morning. Appreciate that. My old mate Simon's in, YouTube member. Big up to you, Simon. Thanks for being in, mate. FA Wycon's in. Morning to you, mate. Yep, absolutely. Morning, Marcus. Morning to you. Everyone's flying in. Morning, Cookie and Chatters. Absolutely. Big up, Drula. And she also says, Happy New Year, Joey. Oh, dear. Marianne, YouTube member, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Joey's saying Drula's too kind. Steve says, I'm actually getting eager to see what the new manager does on Sunday. Could even say I'm excited. Steve, it is going to be, isn't it? Because, he's already stated in his interview that he's got to work out who's available, who's not. I would imagine he wants to put as many round pegs in round holes as possible. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to do that with all the players. But, it's up to him to get them set up correctly, isn't it, for the game on Sunday, with what he's got available. We know he likes to play 3-5-2. Whether that's feasible to do that on Sunday, maybe. The problem is if you get an injury, if Paulinho drops back in and you get an injury to one of them centre-backs, you're relying on a Byfield to come on. Because we've only got 3 fit centre-backs, haven't we? So, 2 and Paulinho and Byfield. So I don't know. I think if he has to go 4, I think he will go 4. I don't think he wants to be fair. But it is what it is, isn't it, at the end of the day? We've got the players we've got that's available. It's up to him to set him up correctly to get the best out of him on the day. That's his job. That's what he's getting the big money for. Joey says, after seeing Eagles' interview, I'm no longer 2% more positive. I'm around 5%. Good, Joey. Good. Excellent. I liked his interview, to be honest with you. He's, sort of said it how he sees it, didn't he, with what he's seen so far and what he wants to do and explaining how he wants to, lift the confidence of the players. So, he's got a lot of work to do. He's got a lot of, I was the one that said, Joey, get in there and steam into him. Do you know what I mean? But I've listened to other people as well, ex-managers and whoever, and they're saying, well, some of them he'll have to put his arm around, some of them, he will have to get stuck into. But it's all about the man management at the end of the day, isn't it? And getting them performing. Got to try and get them performing. Barbaric's talking. Big up, Barbaric, by the way. I hope I didn't miss one of your comments. But good morning to you, sir. Here he is, Barbaric, talking to Drooler. Big up, Barbaric. Hope you're well, mate. Unfortunately, Joey, there's no thong. All right. Maybe when I've lost all the weight, we're still 6 stone lighter than where we started. And there's a bit more to come off yet. But we're getting there, mate. We're getting there, but no thong. Maybe a thong when I get to where I need to be, Joe. But then again, I don't know. Don't know that you'd want to see a 57-year-old geezer in a thong, mate. Big up to you, Joe. Big up, mate. Mario's in. Says, morning, Mark. Yeah, morning to you, Mario. You're having a good day, mate. Everyone's having a fabulous day. Again, what a great show last night. Big up to Angus and Anthony Clark for coming on for the Arsenal fans. We did give it to him a bit. Well, I didn't. I just sat by. I let Stell and Ellie and Anthony and Angus. Mark Taylor was in. There was other people in. Sorry if I forgot anyone. And it was just a good old chat with a bit of banter. And, no one was rude to anyone. It was great. Really, really enjoyed it. Really good. And still come on for a good, about 40 minutes, an hour, 50 minutes, something like that. And it was great. Really, really enjoyed it. We're going to do more of them. Definitely going to do more of them. It was good. Aye. Mr. Cross is in. Good morning, Colin. There you go, mate. Yeah, got the old number 4 on the back as well, Colin. Who wore the 4 back in the day? I love it, mate. Do you know what, Colin? I bought this never to wear it, to be fair. I was going to frame it, put it in a frame. But it's one of the, it don't fit me. It's too big. But the other ones are massive. And I've got me old Toby one, green shirt from the Ajax semi-final. I've got that one, and that one fits me now because it was way too small because I'd put so much weight on. So that's the one you've been seeing me in because it fits me. But I've worn it a couple of times this week, and it's due for a wash. So I've got this one on, Cole. I thought, why not indeed? No problem, Steve. Anytime. Anyone that ever wants to comment afterwards, in the comment section, you're more than welcome to. If I don't get back to you straight away, it won't be long. If I leave the phone here and I go up the old allotment, it might be a couple of hours, but normally we're bang on it straight away. So yeah, leave your comments. It helps us out. Hype the video, subscribe and like. Sorry if I keep banging on about it, but you have to keep reminding people. Mario says, hopefully it'll be a Merry Christmas on Sunday. Let's hope so, Mario. Let's hope so. To be fair, only Sheriff gave a Spurs win last night, his usual 5-0 for Sunday, but I think all the other panelists think that it will be a draw or a loss. Obviously, the two Arsenal lads, they think they're going to win. Not Anthony wasn't, I would say, particularly confident. He thinks it'll be an hard game, but we'll see. We'll see. Joey's in. I'm going to church on Sunday. I pray for VDV's Amber. Oh, the old eye line, Joey. The old eye line. Are we going there again? I don't think it'll be as bad, mate, once it settles down, to be fair. Again, I'm no coach, but I've watched a bit of Igor and what he tries to do. Whether he can get this lot to do it or not, it is a different matter. But, when they lose the ball, shape is everything for him. Whoever the wing backs are, he likes them to play higher to help the attack. So if the long ball does go in, he can get players around the ball. That is something that he likes to do. But at the same time, you lose the ball and these two are way up. They've got a lot of running to do to get back this way. But he does like to get back in shape quick when we lose the ball and then start again. So, yeah, we'll see. And I think you should still pray, Joey, just in case. You never know. There you go, Drula. Well, at least he didn't go into that interview saying we're going to lose games. It's all part of the psyche, isn't it? It's all part of the psyche to get these players going again. Big up to you, Drula. Oh, look who's in. We've got a bit of royalty in here, Jose. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Ain't seen you for a while, to be fair. I hope you're all right, mate. Nice to see you. Igor and Frank, like night and day, that's for sure. Seems like it, mate, doesn't it? It seems like it. We've only seen little snippets so far, haven't we, Joe? So it'll be interesting once he's settled down a bit, because obviously he's got to be focused in what he's doing. Big game at the weekend, trying to sort play. I'm sure he's got a zillion things to deal with, because as we all know now, football managing is not all about just getting out on the training pitch and training players. There's lots more to it now, and has been for a while, to be fair. But, let's see him settle down, Joey. Let's get Sunday out of the way, and then let's see what he's got to say after the game on Sunday. Win or lose. Win or lose. But it's going to be very interesting. I'm sort of like looking forward to it. Someone said earlier in the chat they're excited, or a comment that I had, they're excited about Igor. And again, I think we should get right behind him. Right behind him, everyone. Whatever you think of the players, we've got to get behind them. It's really important. And I think it'd be great to get behind Igor as well, to be honest with you. I think, 60,000 in there, 55 Spurs. Oh, I've been told off, by the way. Chief Mod. Sorry, Barbaric. I did see the comment to Drewler, and I thought he normally says hello and all that. And yeah, so apologies. No doubt you did say in your message, Barbaric, to make sure everyone likes and subscribes, because that is normally your first message. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Yeah, but let him settle down, Joey, and it's always hard, isn't it? Like I say, they've got so much to do, and his focus has got to be on the training ground at the moment, doing whatever he does to persuade these players that they can do a lot better than what they're doing. Oh, Jimmy, don't, Jim. Lisa was in there yesterday going, we could really do an holiday, I was like, well, better go work then. Tenerife, Jim, I love it. Gran Canaria, all that. It's just warm all year round, mate, and it does my arthritis the well of good, to be fair. I love it. I love the heat. I used to go to Egypt a lot, Hurghada. Not so much Sharm el Sheikh, but Hurghada. Very warm out there. I wouldn't recommend going in the summer, not unless you like burning 50 odd degrees. But yeah, Tenerife, Jim, all them, Forteventura, they're lovely, aren't they? Especially in the winter here. I hope you enjoy yourself, Jim. Make sure you do, mate. I'm sure you will. Kate's in. Morning to Kate. Morning, handsome. Watched it back. Left review. Yep, I've commented, Kate. Thank you. And she says, has that wanker been sacked yet? Just pick Pater up, so not too late in. I don't think so, Kate. Kate, when Lang goes, Kate will be rejoicing. No doubt. Every day. Has he gone yet? No, not yet, Kate. Not yet. Probably the end of the season. All right, Colin. Only one number 4, mate. Ask Billy. Absolutely. Say no more, Colin. Get in. Could do with him at the weekend, Cole, couldn't we? Eh? Him and Igor giving it. Mate, you're more than welcome, Anthony. Anytime, mate. Anytime. You're more than welcome. This channel's open to people to come on, as long as we're talking football, mate. You know what? You know how it works. So yeah, big ups for coming on though, Anthony. Really, really nice to meet you. And it was a good chat, wasn't it? Really, really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Daniel's in. Big up to you, Daniel. If I can press on it, the right one. There we go. Good morning. One love. Come on, you Spurs, Daniel says. Absolutely, Daniel. Big up to you, mate. Yeah, I had a little break, Julia. It got a bit too much for me, to be honest with you. And I had 3 months off because I wouldn't say my health was going downhill, but I didn't have any energy and I felt sick all the time. And yeah, it was just, but this time round, I've been better. I still get the occasional day where I feel rough, but it is what it is, isn't it? So just carry on with it, Julia, and see how we go. Marcus is in. Big up to you, Marcus. He says, I'll take a draw. I think most of us will, mate. To be honest with you, I think we all want the performance, the effort, more than anything else. Don't think anyone expects miracles and, 58-yard team passes to score a goal and all that stuff. I'll take one off someone's backside. I don't care. As long as it hits that net, mate. But yeah, again, a draw would be a decent result. I think it's going to be tough to beat them. If they turn up, I think it's going to be tough. But again, you don't know what the manager says that might be different to a couple of the attacking players. I want you to do this, whatever. Like I was saying earlier, if we have to go long down the line to a Solanke, a Mawani, he wants to get players going to the ball to help those players. So that's something that will be a bit different. I'm sure there's going to be odds and sods that you may see that you think, oh yeah, that's a bit different. And then you'll see loads of stuff where you think, well, that ain't changed. But how much can you do in 5 days? How much can you do? He needs a bit of time, doesn't he? Just got to try and nick a point here and nick a point there and try and win some home games. Get us out of it. Get us out of it. Yeah, they did, Drewler. They did. Smashed them up yesterday. A bit of that on Sunday would be nice, wouldn't it? Imagine going 1-0 down, Drewler, and we beat them 4-1. Be amazing, wouldn't it? Be amazing. Aye. Jose's in. Yeah. Jose, I hope so, mate. I hope so. Listen, if he can't get a performance out of them Sunday, Jose, we might as well all give up, mate. Sell them all if you can't get a performance on Sunday. And again, I caveat that by saying that don't mean we're going to, win the game, for argument's sake. Arsenal may well win the game. But like I said at the beginning of the programme, we're here. They're here with quality. Yeah, twice over. But we can make up for that by, some of it at least, by being at home, having the crowd behind them, and Igor doing whatever he does to get maybe a little bit of a different performance. Don't want half a game. That's definitely, I don't want to see none of that. 12 games left, 90 minutes. 90 minutes for 12 games in the Premier League. Here we go. Yeah, need a little bit of time. Need a little bit of time, Colin, wouldn't he? But I'm sure, they've just had 5 days off. Obviously, they'll get rest days after games, probably. But he won't be. He's going to be in. He's going to be 7 days a week, until the end of May. He's got to be. He's got to be to do something with this lot. But I wouldn't imagine they'll be getting too many days off apart from their rest days, especially if it don't start well, if you know what I mean. But we'll see. We'll see. Big Dave's in. Morning, David. Morning all. I had my 5-year-old grandson for a sleepover. Great kid, but it's like, oh, David, don't, mate. There's with Lisa's and mine, they're all our grandkids. Don't get me wrong, but 13 of them, mate. 14 to 6 months, 14 years old to 6 months old. Hard work, mate. They are hard work, but you love them, Dave, don't you? What can you do? At least you can give them back, Dave. Do you know what I mean? Which is like the best thing, I suppose, like when you've had enough. Because, as you get older and you slow down a bit and they're flying about, you know what I mean? And it can be hard, mate. It can be hard, but big up to you, mate. Big up, mate. Marianne's in. I haven't too many hopes regarding most of our players, but I hope Igor? Who's Igor? Igor can get something out of them. Yeah. Again, I think we're all in the same boat with that, Marianne. I agree with that. I do agree with that. It's up to him. Listen, surely the players know. Surely the players know. I'm going to get rid of that a minute. And I'll put that there like that, and I'll know where I am. Surely the players know that they've been underperforming. For whatever reason, whether it's because they thought Frank was a tosser, they didn't agree with him, whether they took matters into their own hands, who knows? Probably a bit of everything. But it's a clean slate again now. And Eagles got to show his worth. We know he's one of these managers, that he likes to get stuck in early. He's got a remit, no doubt. Win us 3 or 4 games, get the 12 points, 9 points, whatever you want to call it. Just get in and start winning us games. Get that feel-good factor back. The fans have had enough, haven't they? You're not telling me the fans love what they've been seeing. 2 years of dross, innit? 2 years of dross. Two wins in 17 or 18 now. Something like that. Things have to change. Things have to change. Here he is. Logan's in. Big up to you, mate. Hope you're well. Rooting for the lads against the arse. We need to get behind the lads and managing that. Yep, we do, Logan. And I noticed you put it in every day, mate. Pretty much the same comment since Igor's been in. And we have to keep sending that message out there, mate. It's massive. Massive that we don't have lulls of quietness in the stadium on Sunday. I'm sure it'll be a banging atmosphere. And as usual, you'll be able to catch the watch along here with me. I'm sure there's many other channels available. But absolutely. I've only missed his comment again. Can you believe that? What am I doing here? I know, mate. I know. It was closed yesterday. Don't know why on a Tuesday. Normally a Monday, isn't it? But I might get over there today if I'm lucky. I've got to sort it out, and then Daz is right. He's gone, look, you've washed your hair. It's like a fluff ball. Rob says, obviously, I'll take a win, but even if we lost, no, mate, it is what it is. But playing with commitment, yeah. You're all hitting the nail on the head at the end of the day, aren't you? You know, I think most of us just want that effort more than anything, because, you know, when I've seen them, again, we were talking about last night on the show, the hiding, players hiding, you know, and that's not what it's about for me. It's not what it's about. Be proud to play for your football club when things are going bad as well. Finn's in. Big up to you, Finn. Hope you're well, mate. Igor should get all the players into the empty stadium and say, look around. This is your Colosseum. This is where you go to war and fight for the next 3 months. These are not games. These are battles. I'll tell you what, mate. You need to get down there, Finn. You need to get down there, mate. That's quality, isn't it? Do you know what, mate? Could you imagine having that on the thing as they walk out up there? Let the opposing players see it as well, or have it on the inside of the dressing room door or something. Those words, for me, say it all at the moment. They say it all. You're spot on, mate. Great comment. Great comment. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to star that, and I'm going to bring that up at the end, and I'm going to re-quote that, Finn, because very well put, mate. Very well put. I like that a lot. Big up, Dazza. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, Jimmy, all I want to see is maximum effort on Sunday, win, lose or draw. Jim, absolutely. I've heard that Spurs are seriously thinking of employing Rui Borges in the summer and not Poch. That'd be interesting, David, wouldn't it? Hey, I think Poch is coming, mate. I'll be shocked if he don't. Mate. But I could be wrong. I'll hold my hands up if I'm wrong. You know me. Here we go, Jose. Proud dad moment. My daughter bought her first ever ticket for Palace. So we will be together flexing out 1901. Big up, Jose. Big up. I'm trying to... listen, my feeling won't change over Enoch. I'm going to get to a game. I know I told you I won't go again until Enoch are gone. Right, but I feel I need to do my bit to get behind this manager and these players. So there'll be one game at some stage before the end of the season. I'm going to get down there and with my son, like Jose with his daughter, and I'm gonna go and watch a game with my son, because it's been a long time. Me and him have been down the road, and we've been and watched a bit of Stoke now and again. Now and again, we go and watch Crewe together, because he lives in Crewe. He's got a mate that's a Stoke supporter, so we go and watch Stoke now and again. But we haven't been to Spurs together since he was a little boy. He was born in 95. and I stopped going in 2001. So we're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do it. I've got to do my bit to get behind this manager and lift these players because I don't know about you lot, but the Championship knackers it for everyone because they won't sell if we go down. Fire sale with the players. Some people might say, well, perhaps that would be a good thing, Cookie. Get rid of a load of these prima donnas, and start again. But are they going to start again? Is Poch coming if we go down? No, of course he's. I doubt it very much. There you go, Finn. Amazing comment, mate. Big up, Rob. Amazing comment. I'm going to bring that one back up, mate. Do you know what? That's probably one of the best comments we've had ever. There you go, Finn. Big up to you, mate. Big up, mate. Great comment. Colin says, last Tuesday summed it up when Gallagher was clean through on goal and suddenly stopped and looked for a pass. All that sort of stuff's got to change, Colin, innit? They've got to be brave at the end of the day. If a shot's there, we don't shoot from outside the box, Colin, do we? Very rarely, sorry. Burping away as usual. We don't know, Cole, do we? Such a shame, mate. We just want to walk the ball in the net all the time. I think you might see a bit more of it now, to be fair. I mean, I'm manager. The first thing I'm saying is when you get a chance, when you're just outside the box, if it rolls to you, if you've got through, hit it. Something comes out from a corner and it falls right, hit it. You don't shoot, you don't score. It's true, isn't it? Here we go. I'm loving all these ideas, I'm loving it. This is great. David Clark says, big up, Dave. He says, I would put a picture of John White on the dressing room door and tell the players that your football life is short and sometimes even shorter. So go out and play like this genius did every game. All Stokes players up, doesn't it? It's all about things like this and Finn's comment. You have plaques up with these comments around, and everyone's seeing it. And all of a sudden, and even though it takes time, mentality changes. Mentality changes. So you've all heard me say, I think this club's rotten all the way through at the moment. It's no good just having the mentality on the pitch. Everyone's got to have it because otherwise, if you're not supported, that mentality drains away again. So throughout the whole club, it has to be aligned. Managers need to know what they can spend, what sort of players that they're looking for. Not every time you put, oh no, he's too dear. Well, we'll have a go for him, but we're going to offer 15 million less than what they want. Do you know what I mean? It's got to be aligned all the way through. You see how Arsenal did it? We were talking about it last night. It took them, 5, 6, 7, 6 years, whatever it is. And they still haven't won anything yet, but they're looking like they're going to. They're looking like they're going to. And it just takes time for it to come together overnight is very difficult. And you saw with Poch when he was here last time, how it fell away at the end, and probably because they told him, that's it. If we'd have won the Champions League, would they have backed in the following season? Probably not. Because we ain't that club. And it's what cheeses me off. We get so close, don't we? When Poch was here, we were so close. And I know he made wrong moves. I know he did. Before you jump on me, you lot. I know you don't jump on me, but you know what I mean. Yeah, he did make mistakes, but we were close. We had a couple of 3 years in the Premier League. We was up there and abouts, and I want to get back there again before anything happens to me. I want to see it again. I want to see us win, you know, possibly a league in my lifetime, because I've never seen one. I wasn't here in 61. But I want to start seeing us win an FA Cup again. You know, be up there threatening in the league again. And I know, like, in a roundabout way, as long as they're here, that makes them happy. Top four, we're getting the money, right? But at the end of the day, right, whoever's in is going to try and do their best with what they've got. Poch managed to get a lot further than a lot of them. And don't get me wrong, we can go back even further. Harry Redknapp, you know, didn't you know, obviously get to a Champions League final, but the football was lovely. Beautiful to watch. Poch, beautiful to watch. Once he got settled. I just want to get back there again because, you know, I ain't being funny. Europa League or not, it's been 2 years of dross, isn't it? Nearly 3, to be fair. You can see my disdain in my eyes there, couldn't you, everyone? Kate says, Mark, they got this manager sacked. Now need to start performing on the pitch. Bought too many kids that's never been in this predicament. Agreed. You know, Bergvals, Grays, you know, maybe should be out on loan or should have been out on loan early doors. But I don't think they're going to play 40 million quid or 35 million quid for players and put them out on loan. He's just struggled, hasn't he, Archie? He's been loads of different positions. You know, for me, he's not for me. He might be for a lot of you. I'm not saying he don't work hard and whatever else, but I don't know. It just hasn't come right for him yet, has it? If it's going to. He's got better. Don't get me wrong. Are you Igor in disguise? Big up, Rob. Here he is, F. Sank's in. Morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. Yep. We're having a little chit-chat this morning, F. Sank. You know what I mean? Just bobbing along, singing a song, as they say. Absolutely, Colin. You do, don't you? You do. It's memories and everything, isn't it? And you know, I think, you know, as hard as I am against Enoch, I just think that, you know, he's 31 now. We ain't been to Spurs yet. Well, the old lane. What? Bear with me a minute. The door's going. Oh, it's all right. The missus is there. Don't worry. The missus is there. Sorry about that. It is though, Cole. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with him, you know, just so we got that memory together. Kate saying, Mark, the Poch deal's in danger. Real Madrid want him. Really? I did see a little thingy about that, and I thought, nah. Oh God, that's interesting. I'll have to have a read up when I get off of here, Kate, and have a look. Yeah, pictures in the corridors of our club in colour, not just black and white like they are today. Yeah, they can be changed to colour, can't they, nowadays, David? Yeah, we've got to listen. It's all too comfortable for everyone, isn't it? Players need to understand what it means to play for the club. We need to be going back there. You know, instilling in players that this is a fantastic club, and you know you're coming here to be a winner. We're building, if you like. You know. Colin says David and myself saw the Ghost play, yeah, Johnny White, and he would have been our GOAT. But when anyone picks their best team, he is never in it. Well, he weren't in mine in the old lifetime, Colin, because I never see him play. So we did ours in. You could go like from 2025, your age backwards. You know, so if you was 50 back to 1975, and you could pick your team from there. But yeah, you're right. A lot of people don't put him in their teams, Colin. They don't. Wonderful player. Absolutely wonderful player. Joey. Don't give me news. I thought you was me mate. Jeez. Poch wanted Real Madrid. We want Poch, Joe. But yeah, he's going to go to Madrid over us probably, isn't he? Since he was with us, he knows he can take Real Madrid and still come back to us in the future. Joey's hoping he does go to Madrid. Fair play, Joe. Fair play. So if Igor's gone, Joey, at the end of the 12-match thingy, who do you want? Realistically, if it's not Poch, who do you want in? Just like to know, Joe. Because I ain't got a Scooby, mate. I know there's going to be a load of managers available after the World Cup. But I don't know. I just feel like now everyone's got so on board with it, Joe, that scratch has got to be itched. Do you know what I mean? I think like the best thing that can happen now, fan-wise, and to get people on side, is let him come back. And if it doesn't work, which was my thing, that's why I said I don't really want him to come back. He got us to a Champions League final, the great football, being up there in the Premier League. Will he be able to recreate that again? Will he give him the funds to do that? I doubt it. Let us know, though, Joe. Let us know. Drew is saying, looking forward to a bit of football. You can always put it in the comments afterwards, Joe. You don't need to put it in here if you don't want to. Looking forward to a bit of football. I'm glad Frank has gone. I couldn't take any more of his antics, the rotten gooner. God, Drula and Kate getting right stuck into the gooners and Lang, and big up to you girls. Get in there. Yeah, she said the rotten gooner. Once those other bald frauds go, I'll be even happier. Agreed. Couldn't agree more, Drula. Couldn't agree more. Yes, the FA Cup was our holy grail. It was. You know, and I think we've got to, get back to building that squad that's big enough to deal with cups and leagues. And we've never been that club. We've always been at best a 12, 13, 14, 15 man proper squad. And then everyone else, it was sort of... So, it was all right while you had them 15 players. And then when you had to go to other people, other squad members that weren't at the level, that's when you noticed. And it's been like that, Colin. It's been like that for years. Absolutely, Joe. I think he'll go back, won't he? I can't see him staying. Not unless he gets 10 in 12, Joe. You know what I mean? Apparently, Igor's worked with him, innit? Whether he liked him or not, he didn't like him, apparently. That's right. Mate, they've got 3 forwards. Someone's got to start scoring goals. Haven't they? Big up, Ben. How are we doing, mate? Hope you're well, Benji. All good, mate. Just having a little chill one this morning, mate. Nothing too heavy. Phil's in. Big up, Phil. Big up the Cookmeister, everyone in the chat. The Poches were based on luck, according to Levy. But Spurs have been living on a prayer for years. As we know, people can't bluff forever. Yeah, they're getting to the end of the bluff, Phil, aren't they? They're running out of the bollocks they tell everyone, mate. To be fair, innit? That's what's going on. Yeah, Julia says, smash those likes, guys. And if you haven't subbed to, please do. It's free. It will help this lovely channel and gents get out there. Thanks, Drula. Appreciate that. Yeah, hit the sub button, hit the like button, comment after the video, and hit that hype button. Because apparently that does push you out. So, yeah, brilliant stuff. We're flying at the minute, I've got to tell you. I think we've had about 120 odd subs in the last 3-4 weeks, which is great for us. It's brilliant. It's really brilliant. So, and you know, the football starts again on Sunday. So we're going to be back into it, Big Star, won't we? After-match shows and pre-match shows and all sorts. Fan shows. Shem says, Igor, I think, will do well because he has no Prem experience. Look at Forest. Ange went there and lost every game with Prem experience. Yeah. And a lot of it is the players getting on board with the manager, Shem. Whatever ideas he's putting across, whatever he's doing to build confidence of players. You know, I'm sure he'll go in and he'll put his arm around a Xavi Simons and tell him he's going to be one of the greats. All, you know, it's all, a lot of it's psychological. But we need all of the squad to be on board, even if they don't like him or, you know, all this, the players taking charge, you know. Listen, the manager's there for a reason. I don't think anyone will piss about with him, to be quite fair. To be honest, he looks a right lump, doesn't he? Jose says, looking forward to being there on Sunday. And if you do get down to a game, I'll meet up with you. Absolutely, Jose, we will. I think the lads were talking about Forest at home. So we're going to see if we can sort that out. Me boy, Sheriff and Nige. Get down early, nice bit of breakfast. A few beers before the game, even though I don't drink. I don't, to be honest, but I'll have a couple. Have a chat. There'll be loads of people there. Have a chat, watch the game, a few more beers afterwards. Might even stay the night. Don't know yet. But we'll see what we can sort out, Jose. We will meet up for a beverage, sir. Absolutely, we will. And I've got no doubt we'll have a good old chit-chat, mate. Hang on a sec. What have I missed there? So, right. Got you. Thank you, Kate. Thank you. Yeah, I don't really look at my phone when I'm doing me Mark News broadcast, as they call it, the 2 Marks broadcast. I don't look at my phone. I think need to concentrate on what you're doing, don't you? Do you reckon, Colin? Oh yeah, he said he wouldn't manage another English club, didn't he, after Liverpool? So he's on a long break. Maybe. Yeah. Darren says he's not going to Real. Get a grip, he says. None of us know really, though, do we? You know what I mean? They feed you stuff. We're only feeding off what they're feeding us. At the end of the day, you know, something gets put out there, and then, you know, it's like, wow, this is happening, even though nothing's been decided yet. But they've got to be working on it, though. Again, we spoke about this on last night's show. You know, we're February now, so they're trying to sort out getting out of relegation problems. At the end of the day, no one knows the future, right? We could get relegated. I doubt it. But they have to look at both scenarios of staying up and going down. Because I think with those 2 scenarios, you're getting 2 different managers. Can't see Poch coming if we're in the Championship. No chance. Just can't see it. Again, may be wrong, just my opinion. Yeah, I did see this last night. Kate. That's an interesting name, to be fair. But again, you know, even though he's done what he's done at his club, he's been severely restricted in the money that he can spend. And, you know, an Eddie Howe comes in, a Poch comes in, it don't matter who it is, yeah, he's going to have to spend some money. He's got to be given some money to get some players. Cool, if Eddie Howe comes and he bought Bruno with him, your ball playing 8. I'll take that. Bruno Guimaraes is a great player. Love him. Could see him at Spurs, old Bruno. I think he's a Spurs type of player. But there you go. It's all conjecture, isn't it? It's all opinions. Joey says, manager-wise, I don't think it matters. Fair play, Joe. That's the issue for me. While ENIC is there, you could put anyone in the job. You, me, a dog. Results will be the same. Joey, I get where you're coming from. I do. But I feel like this is almost a bit different because they have been so shit. And we are Spurs fans at the end of the day. When it's a West Ham or a whoever, we're laughing. But I do think he'll have some, because he hasn't got that Premier League experience and because he's managed in Italy and the old Yugoslavia, Serbia, wherever it is. I just think he might bring a little bit of something, Joey. I don't know what that is. Just to lift them up a little bit. Just to lift them up a little bit. But I do get your point, mate. I do really get your point. Phil agrees with you, Joey. Perhaps I might be looking at it with a bit more hopium, I suppose. That's not me. I can be really negative about this football team. And I don't want to be the hopium bloke because it's not me. I just hope. I just want him to do a bit of something different. I don't know. New manager bounce, the lift, whatever you call it. But I'd have a go, Joe. I'll get in there. Problem is, mate, I'll be on them. Do you know what I mean? I would be getting stuck in and probably not the right, not attitude, but not the right way to go about it probably right at this minute. Kate's still going on about Lang, Kate. I think he'll be gone at the end of the season, Kate. Because if Potts does come in, he won't work with Lang. He won't work with him. No chance. Just can't see it. Colin says also, Cookie, when Spurs won a double, there was no subs in those days. The 11 started is what finished. There you go. Thanks, Kate. Appreciated, Kate. Really appreciate that. 61, Colin, eh? Long time ago, Colin, wasn't it? It's a long time ago. We've got to do something as a football club. We've got to do something. We're at such a low ebb at the moment, and that's why in reply to Joey's comment and Phil saying anyone could manage this. I just think that he could just maybe bring a little bit of something different that maybe, I don't know, a manager that has managed in the Premier League might not do. Just something that's a bit like his him coming into the club, a bit left field. Something a bit left field on Sunday. Do you know what? I don't know, mate. I think a lot of it's just confidence, Joe. Confidence and getting these lads really enjoying their football again, because they're not enjoying it, are they? They can't be playing like that. Thank you, Kate. Appreciate it. Keep liking, keep subscribing. As the Phil says, keep hyping, subscribing. Get us out there. Thank you very much. We'll always big you lot up, because I know you put it all out on medias and social medias. Some of you do, and big up to all of you. Big up to all of you. Ulrika's in. Good morning, Ulrika. Are you in Australia? So good evening for you, maybe. I guess the fans need to get behind the team and the manager for the rest of the season. Absolutely. Whatever the performance, none of this booing or CFT. Listen, Ulrika, we have to. We have to, as fans, get behind them, because relegation's a disaster. It's just a disaster. It's a disaster for them. It's a disaster for us. It's a disaster for the money books. It'll chop the club's value probably by a couple of billion quid. If they value it at 4, it'll be 2. We'd be a championship club, wouldn't we? Think of all the deals, all the sponsorship deals. They'll go out the window. The deals have been much smaller for stuff like that. Agreed, though, Ulrika, we do have to get behind them. People say Poch coming back, says Benji, is purely to appease the fans. Could well be, Ben. You know how they work, mate. You know how they work. Regardless if that's true or not, I think that's meant to be. It is exactly what we need. So for me, it's a win-win. The positives far outweigh the negatives. We'll see, mate. They're good at spinning upstairs, aren't they? They're really good at spinning, getting a narrative out there that everyone jumps like Poch is coming, and like all of a sudden there's 50,000. Oh my God, 100,000 people. Oh my God, the whole Spurs fan base. Oh my God, Poch is coming back. We'll see when he's sitting there, just like the players with the shirts, as you always hear me say. I won't celebrate till I see him holding the shirt. Yeah, when he's sitting there at that desk with that contract in front of him, then we'll see. We'll back any manager that comes in. But ultimately, they all fail in the end, or the majority of them fail in the end under Enoch. So, Julia says, I've supported this club for 49 years. We can't keep changing managers and expect it to fix everything. The real problem is higher up. They're the root of it all, and they just hide behind their managers, behind the managers. Absolutely. Yeah, Klopp's doing holiday adverts. Yeah, he is. And you got Ryland trying to sell Jet 2, haven't you, to you as well. Phil says, big up, Big Benji. How far can Poch go with Laurel and Hardy, Lang and Vinay behind him? Where's the plan after Poch's triumphant return? Where are his left winger and his ball playing midfielder? Spot on, Phil. I think if he comes back, Phil, to be fair, you know, we sort of had this discussion a little bit, mate, and you know, in a live, and I think he will have to. I don't know if demand's the right word, but he's going to have to try and get stuff put in his contract in writing. Whether that means anything to Spurs or not is, do you know what I mean? But, you know, he's got to try and see if he can get a semblance of something from them. You know, at the moment, there's no plan, right? They say there's a plan coming for next season. So if you know the plan, let's get through the 12 games, because obviously, you know, we'd love to know who the manager's going to be next season, but this 12 games is so important. Keep us informed. You're going to have a plan for next season. Yeah? At the end of May, 1st of June, 2nd of June, tell us your plan. Have it all signed up, what you're doing. If it's Poch and he don't come till whenever in July, I'm sure his trusted deputy can be here and doing bits and pieces until he comes. We'll say it again. I'll say it again. You know, his trusty DOF. He's got to have a trusty DOF because that's what he relies on. He'll ask his DOF for players. He'll give him a clue. And again, like we say, it don't have to be 60, 70, 80 million quid. He'll ask for a type of player and his director of football will try and go and find it for him at a reasonable price. Which is fair enough. I ain't got no problem with that at all. You know, but at some stage, ENIC have to back a manager. So is Pochettino coming back the golden one for him? Are they going to back him? Or is it going to go like it has done for so many of the managers that have come in since? Because if they weren't going to spend for managers that they bought in that are spending managers, because they want the better players, the Jose's, the Contes, what makes anyone think that whatever they say, they're going to give him money when he comes in? It's the magic roundabout again. Until you actually see it from them, they're telling lies. They're spinning. Sorry if you can hear my missus. She's just had a visit. Her sister's just turned up, who she ain't seen for a while, so she's probably a bit excited to see her. But yeah, big up Benji. Thanks for that, mate. Phil, sorry. Thanks for that. And Benji for being in here as well today. Big up to you, Ben. I'll get your number, by the way. I will get round to it, mate. The owners have made money available. They have. I do agree with that, Ulrika. I do agree with that. Fourth on net spend, agreed, in the last 5 years. The issue has been our Levy, DOF managers have spent the money. Ulrika, you've heard me say 1,000,000 times we spend money. I'm sorry if I might come across that we don't spend nothing. You know, you've heard me say it. We do spend a lot of money. It's how it's spent. As you know, over the last however many, 2 or 3 years, all we've been doing is bringing in youngsters. And it has to change at the end of the day. You know, I've got no problem with youngsters, Ulrika, but, you know, you've got to buy men. You've got to buy proper footballers. When, you know, and because we haven't, this is why we're in the position that we're in now. A lot of it to do with it. Yep, they did. On top, yep. Sits with Lang, Mackenzie, Frank, that we did nothing. Ulrika, listen, for me, there was the war chest again. We've got the war chest in January. I told everyone exactly what you said there, the 100 million, bits and pieces. So they sold Johnson, got Gallagher. It's about the same money. About the same money. Not exactly, but about the same money. So let's call that one a levels, you devils. Right? And then they've spent £13 million on a kid from Brazil. Yeah. My question to you is, Ulrika, we know that Frank on the last day turned players down. Yeah. But I do agree with you. What were they doing? What were they doing for the rest of the window and before the window? The injuries were piling up for weeks and weeks beforehand. But they didn't spend it. Spent 13 million out of 150. And all you get back is, we couldn't find the right player. Is Sousa the right player? We don't know yet. We probably won't know for a couple of years. It's just a young kid. We need men. But again, Ulrika, you can look at it, and I'll tell you, Ulrika, from my perspective, yeah, how this pans out. Right? So they've bought kids, or a lot of kids, yeah, and we're going down that line of getting youngsters in to build a squad, which is fine, right? But you've bought so many kids, yeah, had so many injuries, you've had to integrate these kids. That's for me, and I don't know what anyone else thinks, and again, I'll caveat it again in a minute. For me, shouldn't be anywhere near a Tottenham first team when they were bought. And that was probably the plan, that they weren't coming straight in. They'd get first season on the bench, minutes here, minutes there. But, you know, we've got to the point now that we're in a relegation battle. And whether you put that down to kids, whether you put that down to senior players in the dressing room, whether you put it down to all of them. But do me a favour, Spurs, whatever goes on in the dressing room, right? As a fan that's probably 30 years older than all of you, minimum, and I was supporting, like a lot of these people were, that are in this chat, Tottenham Hotspur, long before you were even swimming around in your old man sacks. So, do you know what I mean? Pull your finger out. Don't ever give up. Because if there's one thing that Tottenham fans don't like, it's when players give up. Well, of my generation anyway. I don't know what the younger fans are like now. Don't give up. Always show passion. You give up against Newcastle. You give up against West Ham. There's other games that, you know, you have not played well in and players have hid and just having a jolly. So, and this is what I'm hoping, Joey, when I say to you earlier, that I hope he can just do a little something, you know, just do enough to keep us up for now. We worry about next season on the 1st of June. But big up Ulrika, great comment. If we go down, I can see them going to Chris Hugh. Do you know what? I had this conversation the other day, Lewis, with my son. And he said to me straight away, he named you, what your name, Chrissy Houghton. It might not be, by the way, but isn't it funny how we mentioned it and then you've come in, ain't said nothing, and you give the same name. I don't understand, Joey. I don't get why he's here. I don't get why they didn't sack him with Frank. I don't understand why they weren't all sacked after the West Ham game. But the latest, the West Ham game, I don't know why he's there. I don't know if he's got a hold over him, Joey. Who knows, mate? Who knows? I don't know. I find it very strange, Joe, that he's still there. It's all right, though, because we did get George Joblin, didn't we, from Chelsea, the England under-16 captain. There's another one for the future, just to let you all know if you didn't know. George Joblin, under-16 England captain, Chelsea to Spurs. When you're chatting, I'll just miss a few to catch up a little bit. There you go. I'll put that one up, though. Yeah, absolutely, Mario. You tell them, mate. And hype. And comment into the video afterwards. Absolutely. And I haven't looked at the likes, so I'll let you people deal with it in the chat. 50 likes, please. Get us to 50 likes. We might be there. I don't look. We might not. But I'll tell you what, you lot, right? We've done our numbers have been growing as in views quite a lot over the past, I don't know, month or so, couple of months, since we've been back, really. And the likes have been stupendous. I've got to say, way off where, we were a 25 likes, a 20 likes at a channel. And now we've got streams 104, 97, 91. And that's just in the last few weeks. And most videos now, most lives, hit 50. Yesterday's was 61, I think, or 68. Keep hitting that like button, people. Keep putting us out there. We appreciate it a lot. You don't realise how not. Yeah, see, I thought you was Australia, Ulrika. I thought you were. The beautiful northern beaches. Absolutely. Big up to you. There you go, Colt. Be in for a culture shock, wouldn't they? That's a dead cert. Turning up at Sinsel Bank next year. What are we doing here? Jeez. Wember says, I definitely wouldn't fancy us to come straight back up from the championship either. Yeah, and this is the problem. We could be down there for a while, Wembley. Let's not think about that. Let's be positive, Wembers, YouTube member. Let's be positive. We're getting out of the relegation. Igor's going to do that little 2%, like Joey said, 5% maybe. Yeah, and that'll be enough. Let's hope that'll be enough. Yeah, Mark said this as well the other night, Jim, when we was talking in the back. It always works out the same every year, mate, doesn't it? Season ticket renewals will be coming up. Yeah, they'll say anything. They'll say Jesus is coming, mate, to get the season ticket sales. You're spot on, mate. You're spot on. It's the usual old, same old every year. Let's not forget that Poch hasn't been offered the Spurs job yet, agreed? So if the lights of Real Madrid add him to their shortlist, he's not going to say no. There's not many that say no to Real Madrid, is there? There's not many. Interesting comment from Drula. For me, Eddie Howe isn't the right man for Spurs. Good coach, but a polished Frank. Similar stubbornness and struggles in big moments. Spurs need someone with a stronger winning pedigree. Interesting, that, Drula. Interesting. You know, just in the chat, a two-worder. Who would you have as your manager? Let's say we're staying up. Yeah. Bear in mind, at the moment, there's no plan, no structure. You know, are you going for a 2 or 3 year redo, whatever I want to call it, build, whatever it is? Or are you going down the road of just get a better manager in so he can get better out of these players? Yeah, that's true, Joey. Yeah, they'll get them out earlier, wouldn't they, to get the dough for them? Yeah, that's true. Where we are in the league, relegation fight might these owners wake up and start buying better quality on the pitch. The problem is, Kate, is that they've got themselves in this position with the players as well and the managers. And now they've got Igor in. Now, we said the other day, if Igor loses 3 or 4, do they stick with him or do they go and get someone else for the last 6 or 7 games? They've put themselves in the right crapper, you know, and us with it too. Yep. And the thing is, Joey, everyone still thinks we're a massive club, mate, right? But in the position that we're in at the moment, and like everyone says, who wants to come and play for Tottenham at the moment? I'm sure there are players out there that will go, cool, yeah, man, yeah. But what quality? That I think we've got to survive, show next season that we can climb the table, get a few astute signings in, get some proper professionals in, get some men in, and start to change this club round. I just think as long as they're there, they won't do it. They've had 25 years to do it. They ain't going to start now. They're not going to start now. They'll do the usual. They'll flirt a bit of money out there. But again, I forgot who put the comment in. I do apologise. It might have been you, Joey. But again, it's It's got to be done by them if they're going to stay. If they're not, go. But the renewal thing, Joey, I agree with you. I do agree with you, mate. You know, we'll be linked with players that there's not a cat's in hell's chance they're coming to Tottenham. Ulrich says, Poch is twerking for Spurs. He ain't going to Madrid if we offer. Trouble is, we ain't offered yet, have we? But, Ulrika, you know, stranger things have happened. He knows we want him. He ain't stupid. He knows we want him. He knows the fans want him. Right, word gets about. Here we go. Again, Phil says, Ulrika, if Lang and Vinay are incompetent and need to be overruled, that would make them null and void. But they are, Phil, now, aren't they? Agreed. So they're essentially getting money for nothing. And as Dire Straits would say, chicks are free, if anyone knows the record. The same could be said of Steger. Yeah. What are they doing, Phil? What are Lang and what are they doing? Oh, you'll start Kate off again, Phil. Come on, Phil. That bloody Lang, she says, with buying kids instead of ready-made quality. Lang out. Absolutely. No, they're not. We're just talking about the buying of kids in general. Tottenham Ranger. Do you know what I mean? The Greys, the Oddie Bears, the Tells. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with having youngsters in and around your squad. But unfortunately, they're having to play a lot of games. Maybe not Tell so much because Frank didn't like him, did he? Everyone has a different opinion. Everyone has a different opinion. All I can say is, Tottenham Ranger, you've been about for years. Are ain't it going to change? If you're happy with what you're getting now, then that's fine. That's fine. I'm not. You know, they've got to do better upstairs at the end of the day. You know, if managers are restricted in what they can spend, and I'm not talking about, oh, well, whoever's in charge, go and spend £100 million on every player. But no, I'm not talking about that. We all know there's no plan at the moment. There's no structure to the club, and all that has to be built, and it don't happen overnight. Right? So someone put earlier on in the chat, but Mark, we do spend money. Yeah, we do. We spend a lot of money, and we waste a lot of money as well. A lot of money. And I agree with that comment. It is wishful thinking. Yeah. And the last bit of that comment, Rudolph, is very interesting. We forget Tavistock is a business with Spurs as spit it out. With Spurs as a sideline. No, he's not a kid. So I'll go back to the comment again. Right? We had £150 million. Listen, I didn't tell you that, Tottenham Ranger. They told you that. Vinay stood there. The Lewises stood there. They've told you that they've got 150 million quid. And we spent 13 million, 15 million. Johnson out, Gallagher in, no right winger, no left winger, no number 8. Are you happy with that? Because they keep telling us they're going to get them and don't. We buy lots of kids. The place is a fucking crash. I'm not disputing we haven't bought players that are not kids. But come on, man. Don't tell me this lot are backing any manager that's in here. Gallagher was a decent signing, but not what we needed at the time. We needed a ball-playing midfielder because we can't progress the ball forward. Surely you've watched the Newcastle game. You watched West Ham and many others. We can't play 90 minutes of football. We play 45 minutes now and again. But if people are happy with West Ham type performance and Newcastle type performances, that's fine. I'm not. We probably won't be Tottenham Ranger, but I don't want to be 17th either. I don't want to be 16th. I don't want to be 15th, because I'll tell you something, right? I'll tell you something for free now. If we stay up this season, we are right back where we are now next season. And tell me how we're not, because these players, at Spurs, plus what's come in over the last 2 or 3 years, have got you to where you are now. Whether and whether it's senior players, younger players, you're on the field. We're going onto a field with probably 7 or 8 men and 2 or 3 kids every game. They're not physically developed. And hence the saying, men against boys. It's just me, mate. That's just me. It's my opinion. I'll sit here and say it. Well, I don't expect everyone to agree. And I don't want everyone to agree. Come and talk to us, Tottenham Ranger. There's always fan shows on. You're more than welcome, fella. And he is gone. Yeah, he is gone. So let's hope something changes over the next 12 games. And he can get a tune out of some of these players, because that's all I want. This season now is just about staying up. Thanks, Drula. One more to 50. Yeah, I'll breathe in. Don't worry. I'm breathing. We probably won't be. Nottingham Forest fixtures are horrendous. All right? What I'm saying to you is, Tottenham Ranger, we shouldn't be down there anyway. We are. We're there. Right? But we shouldn't be down there. And at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, right, it boils down to the directors of football, the scouts, because, they've got to be under they must be saying to him upstairs, oh, by the way, we're going down the youngster route. We'll buy the odd, Gallagher. We'll get a Paulinia, and there's others as well. But your Odibert, your Bergvalls, your Greys, and so on are youngsters. Says it all, Kate, doesn't it? And again, you'll never take me away from this one, that the levels, and what they do is they do it in very tiny increments, yeah? And then you get to a stage where you're at now. Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah. I'll just try and say it how it is, Ulrika, how I see it. Listen, again, everyone don't see football the same way, which makes it great because we can all debate everyone's different opinions. Don't get me wrong, it's great when you say something on the box. Do you know what I mean? And someone says, yeah, I fully agree with that. I see where you're coming from, mate. But it's not, I don't do this for that. I do it because I want to talk about my football club. And I don't know everything, by the way. Far from it. Far from it. But Tottenham have been in my life since day one. And I felt like it was time to come on and talk about them. Big up to you, Tottenham Ranger, anyway. Big up to you, mate. Thanks for being in. Here we go. Big up, Rob. When Spurs became my team way back in 63, so you're a bit older than me, Rob. So what you in early 60s, Rob? My mum bought me a white football top and sewed the Tottenham badge on. I wore that top thinking I was Jimmy Greaves. Those were the days. Absolutely, mate. Big up to you, Rob. Big up, mate. Colin says, Cookie, that's what pisses me off. With some other streams, they are... Oh, sorry. Let me read that again, Cookie. That's what pisses me off with some other streams, sorry. They are on, who are we going to buy in the summer? Don't they realise what shit we're in? Well, it depends how people look at it, Colin. You know what I mean? So some people are just looking like last season's gone. Do you know what I mean? Europa League, new manager in. Bit like what Tottenham Ranger, but Frank's gone now. Next step. But some people will only look at this season, Colin. You know, and they might think, oh, yeah, we're shit, but yeah, we'll be all right. We'll get out of it. Whereas, I don't know, we have to try it making interesting on here because you're not going to watch us at the end of the day, Cole. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, you might be on here a couple of hours and then, you know, you've got your phone set up for any Tottenham stuff that might come out. You're digging and diving on the internet, trying to find out bits and pieces, notepad in front of me, writing stuff down all day, you know, pages and pages and pages of it. Oh, look, there's an empty one. Look. It's not as easy as it seems to do this because I'm no presenter by any stretch of the imagination, but I just love interacting with you guys. I like to see your different opinions, you know, and we do fan shows so fans can come on and debate their different opinions. Whether it be Tottenham fan show or if we're playing someone fan show, whatever, we do them. That's why you got to hit your notification bell so you know when we come on. It's normally planned, to be fair, so you get plenty of time. But there is the odd time where maybe on a Friday night or something and it's quiet on the internet and a couple of us ain't doing anything, send a text and it's like, yeah, we'll go live in an hour. It does happen sometimes. There you go. Was decent game that, wasn't it? And even the I watched the Galatasaray Juventus. There were some mistakes from players in that game that led to goals. But I'll tell you what, that Osimhen, he looked right up for it. He looked right up for it last night for Galatasaray. But fair play to them, 5-2 at home. They give themselves a chance, haven't they now? You know, Juventus are going to have to step it up to, what, they got to win 4-0 to get through? Yeah. Or more, obviously. Yeah, Poch knows the fans want him, but look at the mess the club is in because of all the idiots running it. Does he want to have to deal with that? And this is what we were getting into. Shem. He'll need his director of football. Because, again, I think that aligns with him. He tells his director of football, this is what I want, or this is the profile of player I want. He goes and finds him it. If he can't, they adjust a little bit and he'll go again. But they haven't got that at Spurs at the moment. So you know, it will be interesting. Good game that though was Shem and Rudolph. That was a good game, to be fair. Big up, Shem. Be careful about the kids comment, Rudolph says. Look at PSG. They had some of the best players in the world and could not win the Champions League. Yep, correct. New manager comes in, replaces them with lots of kids and best team. That's because they've bought all the best kids, or a lot of them. So kids is fine. I ain't got a problem. I said, Rudolph, I haven't got a problem with kids coming in, but buy the right ones. And someone else said earlier in the thing, we spend money, but we don't spend it correctly. He did indeed. He did indeed. And this is the thing, you see, everyone knew that Declan Rice, when he stepped up another level from West Ham to Arsenal, and as Arsenal are spending lots of other money as well and have done for the last however many years, you know, I think they're up there with us. Probably spent more, to be fair, I don't know, but you know, they're getting there, aren't they? They're getting there. It's took them a while, but they're getting there. And you can't knock them for it. That's true. That's true, Colin. That's true. But I just think footballers were a bit different back in the day, mate, when we were young. And, you know, it's just football's changed again. Football's changed massively, you know, from when I used to play football years ago. Massively. I just think at the end of the day that it's great to want to have someone like Poch back, but, you know, structure, plan, it's all got to be put into place. And, you know, as much as I want to see Enoch do it, I just don't think it's them. I just don't think it's them. And I hope they prove me wrong, by the way. I really hope they prove me wrong, because I've been waiting for 25 years for them to do it. Thanks for all being here anyway. We've had a bit of a natter this morning, haven't we? 57 in still, nearly 60 people in here. Hit the sub if you haven't, please. Hit the like button. You've got us over 50. Wonderful stuff. Hit the hype button. If you go into the comments after the video, you can just scroll along. It says hype. You can hype a video 3 times a week. So we would be honoured if you hyped ours. And yeah, also comment. Please comment, you know, about the streams, and if there's anything you'd like to see, anything maybe you'd like us to do, because, you know, we try and come up with ideas all the time, but it's very difficult sometimes to do something that someone or other people haven't done, you know, and make it interesting. Ranger, I've been saying it, mate. We've only been online for just over a year, mate. I was going on channels saying it. But you can go back on the streams, mate. We were moaning about kids. I don't want to be that channel that fucking moans all the time, mate. I want to talk about the good stuff. Do you know what I mean? Big up to you, though, mate. He did get first team signings. Yeah, I'm with you, Tottenham Ranger. He did. But the point is, it's all right getting first team signings, which is fine. We all want that. We want players that are being bought to go straight into the first team. Yeah, I do want that. So that's fine. But then you're buying the youngsters behind them and they're filling your squad up. Right? So when you do get 3 or 4 injuries, all of a sudden, those youngsters are coming in, and this is where we're struggling, I think, because the squad's not strong enough. The level of the squad is not strong enough. I'm not disputing we've got some decent players, Ranger, but something's wrong in it somewhere. Something's wrong. And I've heard this one for the summer as well, Finn. 300 million in the summer. I don't see it. No European football. We've got 2 players on, 190 to 200 grand a week in Simmons and Romero. I think Arsenal have got 7 or 8 on 200 plus. And then they've got something like a ridiculous, most of them are on over 100 grand. There's loads of them on over 100 grand. And they've got a load on over 200 grand. Again, I don't expect Tottenham to do what Arsenal have done. As far as the wages are going, I'm talking. But Arsenal are a serious club. They want to be a serious club. They're acting like a serious club, and however much you hate them, they're on the cusp of winning shit. And it is what it is. And we can say, well, we've got a Europa League, they've got nothing, but, league form counts for a lot for me. We have got a trophy out of it. Big up the lads. We've got a trophy out of it. Well done. But it don't hide all the defeats. Painful for me. For me. Again, for me, it's painful sitting here watching them get beat. Like regularly. Watching them at home. Watching the fans get despondent because they can't win a game at home. We may well be, Ranger, but it goes back further than that as well, mate. It goes back further than that. For me, it does anyway. Yeah, left winger, ball crossing player, never replaced Sonny, says it all, Lang out. Yeah, fuck, man, can't stand him. This team is good enough for top 4. I don't care what anyone says. Get me a good manager like Iriola and we're a top 4 side. Yep, you're entitled to your opinion, Ranger. I don't believe we are. Personally, I said that if we could get European football this year, and by that, I said Conference League, maybe at a stretch, Europa League. Just try and continue with some form of European football. Because bearing in mind, we had the Champions League as well this year. Teams normally fall off when they're in the Champions League, in the league again, like we have this year. I don't think it is due to the Champions League, though. I think it was happening before that. But yeah, I thought we'd be a sort of 8-ish. I think I'd give 8 for the start of the season. But again, Ranger, that's what I love about this channel. It's your opinion, mate, at the end of the day. If you think they're top 4, and let's hope we get there, mate. Let's hope we get there. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. Not quite. Nearly, Joey. Not quite. Too passionate, mate, unfortunately. You know what I mean? And yeah, I am. I can get really passionate about Spurs. Really passionate. I think it's on all of it. All of it, Ranger. All of it. That's just me, though. Again, Ranger, that's just me, mate. I think the club's broken. We try and look at the on-the-field stuff mainly. Excuse me. We try and look at the on-the-field stuff mainly, but we do try and look at as well what the club in general are trying to do for their managers and improving the football team and so on and so forth. Again, we're not I'm not involved with Tottenham or coaching or anything like that. It's just my opinion, Ranger, just like it's yours, mate. And I've got no doubt we'll continue to back and forth as we go on. And that's all good for me, mate. I ain't got a problem with that. Joey says, at least that game-changing stadium did change the game. Challenging to fight relegation. Let's put this up here. Rudolph says, it's about poor decisions off and on the pitch. For me, Frank should never have been appointed. Vuskovic should not have been sent out on loan. As to me, he was ready, so bring him back with his brother, surely. Well, he's had a good season in Germany, and apparently, Rudolph, he's told Spurs that he don't want to come back next season. He wants to stay where he is on loan for another year because his brother's been a naughty boy and he wants to play football with his brother at Hamburg. You all know me by now. You know what my answer to that is without me even speaking. Say no more. I will not say anything about this, Rudolph. Yeah, I will actually. I don't give a toss about his brother, mate, to be quite honest. I know it's a family thing, yeah, but he's contracted to Spurs. So at the end of the day, what I would say to young Vuskovic is, do you know what? Have a word with Spurs, yeah? Bring your brother with you because we're good at buying kids. So have another one. And then get your arse in gear, sort yourself out, yeah? Get to the level of where they're ready to bring you in for our team, and away you go. If he's ready next season, he's ready. If he's not, he's not. But all this about, I want to play with my brother next season, can I have, not interested. Not interested. On a footballing level, now it's different for him, it's on a personal level. But I don't give a shit what he wants to do with his brother. I couldn't give a monkeys. He signed the contracts at the end of the day. So, you know, come and play football or sell him. That's just me, though. Again, it's just me. It's just me. Ulrika says, Bergvall and Gray solve a long-term problem for us. We bought them young enough that they become club trained. Yeah, there is all that to it, Ulrika, yeah. Extra body and EPL and UEFA squads. Yeah, I get that part of it, Ulrika. It's however they want to buy at the end of the day, isn't it? They're the people buying them. You know, we all say who we want. You know, they buy who they want to buy, but I just don't think they've got a plan. So, you know, bods come up, we're reactive, you know, rather than boom. We've gone all reactive. You know, Bentancur injured, Gallagher comes in. You sell Johnson, but Kudos gets injured and you got no right winger. Or Odie Bear can play there. Oh, shit. He's injured now as well, isn't he? Got no left winger. Got no ball playing number 8 or a number 8 that we require in our team. But it is what it is. Let's see what they do in the summer. Big up Tottenham Ranger. We'll be all right, mate. Hopefully, anyway, we'll be all right. I just worry about it, mate. I just worry about it. I don't want to. I saw us go down, as Colin did, and I'm sure there's a few others of you that did. You know, and I just don't want to see that again. I don't want to be relegated, and I don't think we will be now. To be fair, I don't think we will be. And that's what I try to do, Marianne. I try to do that. And, you know, obviously everyone doesn't see it like that. Some people come along and say, Kyle, have you been on his channel or their channel? And half negative, isn't it? But I don't see it as being negative. I'm talking about what I'm seeing. So as Marianne said, a bit of realism. I don't know. I don't know how different people see stuff different ways. But I just try and say it how I see it, and you know, I'm not going to tell lies for Tottenham. That's a dead cert. No chance. Yeah, well, I'm not one of them, Joe, because I want better for the football club. I want better for our football club. That's all. I just want better. All round better, everything better, up there better. Better players, better manager, better scouting, better this, better that, better the other. But like, Enoch, do something. Get the plan going. Because you know what it'll be, don't you? What it'll be is like next year, 1st of June, when the new season starts again. Between now and then is a long time. They'll plan for Poch. We'll stay up. They'll plan for Poch, and he won't come for whatever reason. Whether it's to do with them or whatever it is, he won't come. And then it'll be, well, as you know, from February last year, Poch was out playing. Everyone knew he was coming. We knew he was coming. He knew he was coming. But he ain't come for whatever reason. So there's no plan this year now because he was the plan. That's Tottenham. That's what Tottenham do. Thanks, Colin. Appreciate it, mate. Do me best, mate. I'll do me best. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I get that. Not everyone is, but, just try and... I think that's a great word from, was it Julia or Kate? Realism. Yeah, Marianne, sorry. Realism, just try to be real. We can all have a mess about now and again, and don't get me wrong, we do on this channel sometimes, but when it's serious football talk, I think, you have to be real about it at the end of the day. Phil says the DOFs are clowns. They're like watching someone drive without a license. Yeah, car crash, Phil. Johnson was possibly a wing option to sell him and leave Spurs short and buy in another position. Whoa, just whoa. Listen, Phil, I agree with you. At the same breath, I don't think Gallagher was a bad signing. I just think they've done it all the wrong way round. Go and get that number 8, then get your Gallagher. But if you've got your Gallagher now for me, you've got to go and get the number 8. Because you've got your man there, Gallagher. You've got your Paulinia there. And a left winger. But let's not forget, people, that's just to improve the first team. Do you know what I mean? And then we have to continue to add players into the squad that are competing or would be elsewhere first team players. Convincing those players to come, building that 18, 20 man squad is a different scenario, because trying to get those players, especially at Tottenham at the moment, it's difficult. We don't pay the wages that they want. They're all getting, all these decent players at the big clubs. They're all on 2.5, 270s, 260s. They're all breaking 200 grand a week. It's difficult. It's difficult. For us, anyway. Yeah, we might have signed 5 first. Again, Tottenham Ranger, if you're happy with it, if you're happy with what you've got at the moment, you're happy with it. If you think that Igor will come in, do his bit, and then Poch or whoever comes back with these players next year, and you think anything had changed, I'll say it now, you're deluded, mate. And that's not in a nasty way. I'm not saying that in a nasty way. But if any manager can change what's here now, why aren't we employing them? Because they don't want to come. Because they've seen the standard go like that. They've seen the dilution. But again, that's fine. You know, everyone has different standards, if you like. Everyone, you know, can look at their team and think, wow, you know, we you know, what are we doing down here in 15th, 16th, 17th? We should be 4th, 5th, 3rd. We all look at things differently. But for me, I just don't get how anyone thinks this team's improves under anyone. Unless Poch comes in again with his DOF, because we know they work well together. But even then, it's going to take time. But each to their own, mate. Each to their own. Sneaky draw would be nice, wouldn't it, Finn? Sneaky draw would be nice. Let's hope Wolves put it about a bit tonight, eh? And Sakov goes off injured. I know they've got Odegaard injured, apparently. I don't know. The two Arsenal lads last night were saying possibly he might be back, but there's Odegaard and someone else. I can't remember. Marino is injured. He's out for the season. And there's one more as well. Who was it? That's a doubt. Can't remember who it was now. Yeah, they've got 3 that are struggling. We've got, is it 12 out or 11 out? Porro and Richarlison may well come back. But yeah, be nice. I can't see it happening, Finn, to be fair, you know. But stranger things have happened, as they say, mate. Stranger things have happened. Yeah, big up, Tottenham Ranger. Big up, mate. I think we've got a long way to go, but that's just me again. Yeah, I see that, Leslie. I see that last night. Is a big win for them, wasn't it? And Davinson Sanchez. He's scored a goal. Big up to him, mate. Yeah, 5-2 to Gala last night, and you know, took their chances, didn't they? They are an handful at home, though, aren't they, with that crowd? They are an handful at home. Let's be fair. What did they beat us? 3-2, but we was terrible. And they had like 34, 35 attempts at our goal. That was back in the Ange days, I think. Yeah, agreed. And so, Colin, go into this point, right? Which is, you know, I love to talk about this stuff. Again, I haven't got an issue with your Greys, your Bergvalls, yeah? So, Paulini has come into the club, right? So, one of the first things I said was, I want Paulini to go and get hold of Archie Gray, yeah, around the scruff of the neck and say to him, "Oi, you, everything I do while I'm here, follow me. Do it." Yeah, and turn it Gray, if he's got the ability, into that type of player. So all he's got to do, everything I do, come with me. I'll be your mentor. Just like Colin's saying here. I'll get you to the standard. That's the sort of thing that I would be doing as a manager. If I was a manager and, the club wanted to bring in young players for further down the line, you get that player at last. After however many years, you've got that DM in Paulinia. You've seen what he can do for us. You see how aggressive he is. And I'd have hold of Archie Gray, or if I was whoever's manager, I would just be saying, just mimic that fella there, whatever he's doing. See what he's eating, see what he's drinking. See how you can bulk yourself up. Which I know all the medical too, and they do all that stuff. They tell them what they can eat, what they can't. Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it? But it is what it is, isn't it? But that's what I'd be doing with an Archie Gray, to be fair. That's what I'd be doing. Another good comment from Rudolph here. Yeah, Rice is good, but look at Brentford v Arsenal. Brentford were not lucky. No, they weren't. They matched Arsenal, and we don't do that. Yes, Arsenal are at the top of the leagues, but it is mostly based on set pieces. Yes, it is. But also, they've got two teams of very good players, Rudolph, that would have a go with nearly everyone in the league as far as I'm concerned. And look, I'm not here bigging Arsenal up. I fucking hate them. Right? But I have to talk about it as a Spurs fan because when I look at them, listen, we had Arsenal fans on last night that still are not happy. Angus and Anthony were on last night. They want more. They've got players in their team that we would take now that they think are shit. But they'd uplift our team. So, and that's where I want to get to. That's where I'm sure all you lot want to get to, competing. And I've got no doubt Arsenal will probably win something this season. But yeah, they do score a lot of set pieces, Rudolph. They do. I do agree with that. They don't like being pushed back. Yeah, they don't like, teams going at them. You saw that the other night. But they don't concede a lot of goals. They're a unit. And, at the end of the day, they're not going to win every single game. Perhaps Rice was only a 6 out of 10 the other night. I don't know. I don't watch the Gooners, mate, unless they're playing Spurs, really. I watch little highlights here and there, but they're not my team, mate. They're not my team. I can give a toss what they're doing, to be honest, only when we play them. And I've got an overall view of football as well, by the way. I do watch other stuff, but, I'm not. I don't want to talk about Arsenal. I don't mind little bits and pieces, but when they're doing as well as they're doing, I will bring them up from time to time because there's no comparison between Spurs and Arsenal at the moment. We're nowhere near them. Where am I? Big up Rudolph. Big up the Ranger as well. Look, Ranger, I don't want you to think I'm having a pop at you because I'm not. It's just opinions. I'm very passionate, mate. Very passionate. And that will never be taken out of me at the end of the day. It's just who I am, And so I don't want anyone to think that if I rebuff a decision, you're not going to never be called a this or a that or the other. You might get called deluded from time to time. But I don't think that's too personal. It's not like I've called you up or up, because that's not what we're about. It's ironic that with Tudor preferring to play free up front, that Johnson could have suited the system. May well have done. It'd be interesting to see how he plays. Oh, my ear hole's whistling. Jeez. It would have been interesting to see, and it will be interesting to see our Tudor lines up with what he's got available. We know he likes the old 3-5-2, so he could go down that route. But at the moment, with only 2 fit centre halves and a Paulinia, would he want to? But he might risk it just so he can have that 5 in midfield. Because he's another one. He does change formation in attack, like with the ball and without the ball. But 3-5-2 apparently is the way he likes to play. So he could go Dragusin, Van de Ven, Paulinia as a 3 at the back. Pack the midfield out with 2 wides, because he likes to play with a 2 wides eye. He's massive about not standing still. He don't have that. As far as he's concerned, when that whistle goes, until that whistle blows to stop the half or for full time, he wants players on the move. He wants players being tracked. He wants runners being tracked. He wants our players moving, showing when we've got the ball. He wants to, if we do have to hit it long, and he's come out and said, look, you know, there's times where it will go down the line to the centre forward, or it'll be a 40-yard ball down the line. And he said, what I like to do is I've got my wing backs high. So as the ball goes down the line to whoever's winning the header, holding it up, doing whatever they're doing, he gets players around them. He wants players around where that ball's going for knock-ons, for little bits of intricate play, whatever it might be. So it will be interesting. It'll be very interesting to see how the players respond to it. Yeah. Who we got? We got Moani. Richarlison reckons he's back tonight. Don't know if on Sunday. Sorry, he said yesterday he thought that he was going to be fit, or the club did. We just need players back, don't we? We need players back. You got Moani, Richarlison, and Solanke. You've got Tell. We've got so many players out injured, haven't we? It's going to be difficult, people. It's going to be difficult. And big up to Ulrika. Thank you very much. Sent a super sticker in. We had a good old chat this morning, Ulrika, aren't we? All of us, to be fair. I ain't finished yet either. I'm not going yet. Not unless you lot start going, then I'll go. But you're here. Still 60 of you in here. Hit the sub, hit the like, hit the hype. Comment after in the comment section, please. And big up to Ulrika. Thank you very much. And choo-choo. I ain't got the thingy, but I can do that. Ulrika. Choo-choo. There you go. I ain't got the butler. We're not on that level yet. I'll have to get Nige to sort something out for us. Drula says, our recruitment is dreadful. We just buy players randomly without a clear plan. It's not just about talent. It's about being fit, balanced, and building chemistry with the current squad. Yep. PSG also brought quality to work alongside those young players like Vitinha and Kvaratskhelia, who takes the pressure off those younger players. Yeah. That'll probably be that, and maybe whatever, another couple. There'll be your summer signings, won't they? Because there's 25 million. As long as he wants to stay, that is, Kate. Who knows? He gives me the impression that he does. Do you know what I mean? When I watch him play, it's not like a lot of loan players where they don't give a toss. Do you know what I mean? He's put it in since he's been here. Fair play to the geezer. You know, he weren't fit. Started playing, 45 minutes here, 60 minutes there. Then he'd be left out on as a sub. I just think he's brilliant. A fit Pauline here for me all day long in our team. All day long. And it's simple. Paulini is not stupid. You get your ball playing midfielder or whatever, and all he does is he goes and wins it and gives it. He doesn't have to be looking to, do things that he wouldn't be normally doing with a football. He's a winner of a football. Yeah, he has scored some important goals for us, and long may that continue. Yeah, but he's a winner, what I call a winner and a giver. Win the ball, give it to someone who will do something better with it than you could. That's how I see him. Yeah, agreed, Leslie. I do agree with that. It was very unfortunate. And in a way, it's lucky that we had him, to come in. So you can look at it from that point of view as well. You know, they weren't expected to play as many games as they did. But what does it tell you? That they've played as many games as they have in the last 2 seasons. And no one's bought anyone. Like a man or men, senior players, to come and play in those positions. Because, like you say, they weren't expected to. So I don't know, mate. I don't know. Yeah, they were thrown in. I don't disagree with that. And Archie Gray's probably played everywhere apart from up front. Bit of an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. Been all over the gaff. Big up to you, Leslie. Adam's in. Morning, Adam. I honestly think that this club have no plan to bring Poch back. Or interesting. I want him back, but they are clueless and useless. Big up to you, Adam. We'll see, mate. Like I said earlier, we're not mind readers. We can only go on what we hear and report on it. And it's just the same old whatever. The wage cap is the reason we won't sign Paulinia, but we'll sign some kid from the Championship. I hope you're wrong, Joey. I hope you're wrong. I think we need him desperately. Tottenham Ranger, are you Johan Lang? Just asking for a friend. Big up, Joe. Big up, Tottenham Ranger. Yeah, top 8. That's where I had us, Leslie. I thought if we had a half-decent season, picked ourselves up from last year's league effort, we maybe could get around, conference, but it hasn't happened, so it hasn't happened. I'll bring all the comments up. I always do, or as many as I can. Big up to you, Tommy. He thinks Tottenham Rangers been on the beers. Yeah, there is that, but they went and spent £200 million on 3 proper forwards, didn't they? I don't think there was anyone at Tottenham that said they wouldn't take Cunha, wouldn't take Mbuemo. To be fair, they are. United are doing well. Listen, as you know, Ranger, or if you don't, I live up north now. My missus and all her family are United. So, it's me against them, mate. I have to deal with that when I'm not on air as well. It is what it is, mate. United are doing well. They're doing well. He's new manager in, galvanised them up a bit. Who knows, mate? Who knows? I hope it does. Listen, Tottenham Ranger, I hope Igor comes in, right, gets 8 or 9 wins, yeah, a draw, loses a couple. I don't hope he loses a couple, by the way, but if he went and done that, went and got 9 wins or 8 wins, a couple of draws and a couple of losses, I think everyone would be over the moon. Over the moon for him. Let's hope it happens. I really do. I really do hope it happens, starting on Sunday. I haven't put us up to lose Sunday. I've gone 1-1. There might be a bit of hopium in there, but I just think they've got the quality. We've got the home. We're playing at home. It's up to our fans, to stick it up the Gooners fans. Don't want to hear the Arsenal fans on Sunday. I don't want to hear them. At the ground, I want that ground to be song after song after song of Tottenham fans singing for 90 minutes. Yeah, big up Ranger, no problem, mate. Wrexham, Mark, in the end, Premier League's our bread and butter. Kate, that's how I look at it. A lot don't, but that's how I look at it. Players will come and go, and it's supporters that have to put up with this mess of a football club. Yeah. Obviously not at the moment, mate, are we? No, we're not. What? That's me? No, we're not. Not right now, we're not. They're performing, aren't they? And we're not performing. They're 4th in the league. We're 16th or whatever it is. And yeah, We beat them in the Europa League last year. We beat them 3 times in, 4 times altogether, whatever it was, last season. But at the same time, they've been out and bought a forward line. A different manager plays them a slightly different way, and they're getting results. But they did put their hand in their pocket and bought the right players. Whether you can say Sesko's there yet, but Mbeumo's doing really well for West Ham, Man United. Cunha, I mean, just looks like the player he was at Wolves, to be fair. Love Cunha, absolutely love him. But Ranger wants Iriola. Fair play, mate. Fair play. Rudolph says, what's wrong is there must be a better balance between finance and football sides. As the finance side dominates, agreed. Every business wants to maximise profit, so good recruitment of player and manager is keys. And again, I've never worked in that side of anything, Rudolph. Totally agree with everything you say there. Yeah. At the end of the day, yeah, Enoch, Tavistock, whoever it is, right? They've bought Spurs and they're there to make money. If any of you had bought Spurs, I would expect you to be there to make money. Right? It doesn't matter who's in charge. Yeah, make money. Yeah. But like Rudolph says, get the right people around the football club. Yeah, I'd rather pay people that know what they're doing a bit extra, but in the long run, you're getting more out of what they're putting in, if that makes sense. I totally get you, Rudolph. You know what I mean? That's a very good comment, that. Very good. I'm not very good with words, Rudolph. You know what I mean? And everyone. I don't blank. I know what I want to say, and sometimes I can't get the intricate words out, if you like. So I just go straight in. We're shit or we're great. Yeah. You know, a lot of us said, didn't we, Ranger? I don't know if you've been listening, that people were mentioning Robbie Keane, even Ryan Mason was mentioned. You know, someone with a Tottenham influence, maybe. Because it seems like within the club that there's not enough nous, especially up there. There's not enough nous. And if they're going over, making decisions, going over the 2 people that are meant to be running the football club, Vinay and Lang, and others are making decisions going straight over their head, then what are they doing here? Pair of them need fucking off, I'm sorry, but awful. They do. Only play 1 game a week. Yeah. But again, to everyone, we've all got different opinions. You know, people will be in the chat. People will have one, reason for an argument. Other people will have a different reason for an argument. But let's make sure we're all nice to each other. No need. And no one has been, as far as I've seen. But, you know, don't be personal. Like I always say, attack the argument. Big up to Eugene. Hi, everyone. Big up. Happy Lunar New Year. Come on, you Spurs. Hashtag Gooners out. Big up, Eugene. Yep, there you go. They're playing once a week. I miss bits out, you see, Ranger, because if I'll be here all day answering your questions, mate. You know, so luckily I've got people that either mod for us or that come into the chat that are what's the word? Know a lot about Spurs. Know a lot about Spurs. And I'm sure you do too, mate. I'm sure you do too. But they help me out a little bit. There you go. Let's hope so, mate. Let's hope so, Ranger. Let's hope so. I hope so too, mate. Yeah. And again, Ranger, that is your opinion, and I respect that. That's fine. Yeah, I've got no issues with if you think it's good enough, that's fine. Just personally, me, yeah, I don't think it is. And I think that they could do an awful lot better up there than what they're doing. And that's not just them at the top. That's, Lang, Vinay, all them. I think they could be helping managers a lot more. Is that it? 40 games plus what? Oh, is that with the cup games, Leslie? Is that with the cup games? Personally, again, Ranger, I don't think we can. But again, that's just me. And I don't want you to think I'm skipping over your comments because I'm think he's talking a load of shit. I'm not. I'll bring your comments up, mate. But I've got to do other ones as well. Frank the Blind Bat sent Vusko on loan when it was clear he's generational. Fair play, mate. Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah. The macro, Phil, you're going on about, and the micro. Yeah, macro and micro. Yeah. If we only had 4 or 5 injuries, Ulrika says, like most teams, our rotation, sub-bank, squat depth would be, it'd be a lot better. It'd be a lot better. 11 to 13 injuries and Romero suspension plus 2 games a week. It's tough. Yep, it is tough. It's very tough. That's starred. That's good. Let's get back to where I was. Here we go. Colin says, tell Vuskovic we have a saying, the tail don't wag the dog. There you go. Tell me if you think I'm right, people in the chat. To me, I don't give a toss about Vusković's brother. I'm not interested. He's been a naughty boy, isn't he? And done whatever he's done. And he's come back to play football, and all of a sudden, Vuskovic is like, I want to play with my brother. You signed a contract, mate. So either come and play or tell him you don't want to play here and get sold. It's up to you, isn't it? Hang on a sec. What's Phil going on about here? Phil says, well, I heard it's all Thomas Frank's fault. Vuskovic went on loan in pursuit of first-team football. Not that Vuskovic wants to play football and couldn't see him getting game time over Romero and Dragusin. That's what I thought happened, Phil. But it's only what we hear, isn't it? You had Romero, you got Mickey van der Ven, you got Danzo, you've got Dragusin. So he's probably thinking at his age, I want to go and play football. That's fair dues. I haven't got a problem with that, Phil. I really haven't. And that's fine. He's only a youngster. However good he is, go away for a year, have a learn up. See what it's all about playing in the men's league. He's obviously been coping with it in Germany. He's obviously been coping with it in Germany, and fair play to him. Yeah, but for me, don't be giving it the I want to stay here another year because I want to play football with my brother. It's not Tottenham's fault your brother's been a bell end, is it? At the end of the day, it's true though, isn't it? He's signed to us. So when we call, whether that be this year, next year, whenever it is, if Spurs say, Luca, it's fine, stay there, mate. That's up to Spurs. Yeah? But if we need you for whatever reason and they call you back, then unfortunately, mate, are you going to come back or are you going to go on strike because you can't play football with your brother? Maybe you should have thought about that in the first place when you signed. I'm not having a go at him either. I just think it's all excuses. It's all fucking woke nonsense. I want to play with my brother. No, unfortunately, unless Spurs say you can stay there next season, you probably won't be. Again, this is from me. This is my perspective of it. This is how I look at it. Others may look at it totally differently. Rudolph says he was so angry with the sale of Johnson, not because I think he was perfect for Spurs, because we had no replacement. You would not remove one of your defective kidneys without a doubt. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, agreed. But we don't work like that, do we? We haven't replaced. We sold Sonny. Haven't replaced him. You can say we have with Tell and Oddie Bear, but we haven't signed them with a proper senior player. I don't think so, Brad. I don't think so. Again, I think Forest have got horrendous running. Got a horrendous running, Forest. And I think it'll be them or West Ham that go. I think we'll get enough out of what we've got left to be all right for this season. But then that doesn't mean that it's all right. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Brad? It's not all right as far as I'm concerned, being where we are in the league. I think it's not good. And I'm being polite. It's not good. Smash the sub button, Brad, if you haven't, and anyone else that hasn't in here, hit the sub button for us, please. We're on the way to 850 now. 3 weeks ago we was on 700. So we're really doing well. We're getting out there. Thanks to everyone who posts on social media and anything else that anyone does. All the mods in here do a great job. Let's have a look at this one. Sorry if you can hear people talking outside. My lovely partner has got her sister over who hasn't been over for a while. So if you can hear talking, they're not in here, they're in another room, but it meant a cup of tea, I think. So Rose said, I had a client that was a Chelsea fan and Croatian. He told me we signed a gem in Vuskovic, and this was before we sent him on loan to Hamburg. Fast forward a year, and he's a superstar in Germany. Yep, he's doing really well, mate. He's doing really well. And don't get me wrong, Ranger, I'm sure Tottenham have been watching him throughout the season. And if they think he's ready to come back and compete for a spot, then that's great. Romero might well go in the summer, or Van der Ven might well go in the summer, as much as, people don't want them to. And then he might be coming in and fighting for a place with a Danzo, with a Dragusin, especially, depending on what manager comes in next year. So, why not, Ranger? Yeah, why not? If they're happy with him, why not? And that type of thing that you're talking about there is what I want to see from Tottenham. Yeah, not because he's a youngster, but I want to see him buying players that are of a level, that come in, and then when you get to that point where you've got that 11 or 12, keep buying those players. So when you have got 6 or 7 out, 3 or 4 out, 11 or 12 out, because if this was Arsenal now, they'd be fielding a team and you'd go, wow, they've got 11 out and they're fielding that lot. That's where I want to get to. Squad's everything in football. It's everything. Injuries are telling us that now. I've no doubt he would, Ranger. I've no doubt he would. Yeah. There you go, Kate. We're still here. It's all good. Yeah, tea this morning. Felt a bit rough. I had a terrible night again last night. I was sitting in the front room at 6 o'clock this morning, and just the usual, I couldn't wait for 9:30, to be honest with you, so I could get on here and talk a bit of football. Yeah, agreed, Kate. Agreed. Big up to you, Ranger. Big up to you, mate. Lang in the sky, yeah. Yeah, all the talk about a Diamandi and all that, it's not happening. It's not happening. It won't happen. And if it does, I will bow down to. I'll say I was wrong on this occasion. I'm sorry, but that's the type of player that we all want in our team. But it's just not going to happen. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, says Leslie. Spurs fans were happy when we signed Ndombele and Lo Celso and Sessegnon after the European Cup final loss. Unfortunately, all three signings didn't work out, and sometimes they don't, Leslie. Sometimes they don't. I always go back in the day, Soldado, right? And Spurs were playing down the wings, knocking cross. That's not his cup of tea. And he went back to Spain, started scoring again. I know it was a long time ago. It's just an instance, though, of it. Ndombele, look at him, how he turned out, because he just had the wrong attitude. He got rich, and he turned out not to be what everyone thought he was going to be. No doubt about the skill of the fella. I'm not doubting his skill for a second. But he just didn't put it in, did he? Didn't put it in. Lo Celso made a glass. Unfortunately, he was always injured. He did do a few nice bits for us. I don't dispute that he didn't. But, there were managers that didn't play him for whatever reason, didn't like him, or whatever it was. And it happens from time to time. Sessegnon, look at him. It makes you think there's something wrong with our medical department because, we couldn't get him fit. Yet he goes back to Fulham and he's playing most of the time. Looks a lot fitter than he was for us. Big up, Paul. Morning to you, mate. Says, hi, Mark. Good morning. You can't polish a turd in a player. Eagles going to try for 12 games. Going to try. Big up, Kate. Paul says again, Mark, I can see the goal in my head against Arsenal. Rice takes the corner. Vicario flaps and the ball is in the net, as many times before. Excuse me. Let's hope not, Paul. Let's hope that the goalkeeping coach gets stuck into. Well, listen, he's got two coaches there now, and Vicario. He's got two goalkeeping coaches. You've got the physical coach and the assistant coach to Igor. So let's hope two of them can deal with Vic and sort him out. Get him commanding that penalty box a bit more. Oh, he did, Phil, didn't he? Didn't he? He did have a big impact, Phil. Yeah, love the bulldog, mate. Got to have a bulldog, haven't you? Got to have a snarler. Got to have one. Paulinia's our snarler now. My nephew played in the West Ham Cup game and got an assist for the winning goal. He has just turned 19 and you see he's all muscle. My bro bought a home gym years ago, which helped him a lot and eats well. There you go. There you go. Rudolph, big up to you, mate. And at the end of the day, I think you said it all there, mate. At a gym at home, he's obviously got everything when he goes to the football, but he's putting it in. He's putting it in. He's building himself up and built himself up. Yeah, because unfortunately today, right, a lot of players have to be, most of them are proper stripped up, aren't they? I ain't got an ounce of fat. Excuse me, I've got to sit up a bit. I haven't got an ounce of fat on them. Big up to him, Rudolph. Big up to him, mate. Big up, Daniel. Hope you're well, mate. I hope you're well. Thanks for being in, mate. 70 in now. Keep eating that sub and like and hype and comment and all that stuff. After the video's finished, keep hitting that button for us. And I haven't looked. Kate's told me we've reached the 50 likes. I haven't looked at the subscribers. I don't want to know. Just keep hitting it. All I know is we was 11 short of 850 before today's show. So if you haven't hit the sub, please do. There's going to be plenty of content coming out. We'll be on every day. We've always got something to talk about on here, and we will continue to do so and grow this channel with you and anyone else that wants to come and join up. Oh, Samuel's come in. He said Tottenham Hotspur needs to be relegated to the Championship to get rid of their board and restart as a football club. Well, from my opinion, Samuel, if we get relegated, there's even less chance of them selling. They're not going to sell at $1 billion loss or $1.5 billion or 2 billion. They're not going to do it. For me, anyway. Perhaps people will have another look at it, but a different view on it. They're going to be losing so much money in sponsorship deals and everything, Samuel. So much money. It's not going to bankrupt us by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a lot of money that gets taken out of the club. Unfortunately. But again, people might have a different view. I only say it as I see it. Just my view. Play 2 attacking midfielders. It's like corned beef tin with 2 keys. Says Colin. Big up to you, Colin. There you go. We probably will, Phil. We'll probably do something a bit later on. We'll see who's on. And I'll send you the link over, mate. I'll get Sheriff to set something up. And we might just invite a few people on and have a chinwag, mate. Have a chinwag later on because, it's nice to get a few of you in and have a chat. And that goes to that comment there. So, yeah. Finn and Rob are speaking to Samuel. Great stuff. Oh, they did. They did. Never took off under hammer him for whatever reason, did it, Leslie, for him? It just never worked out for him. I don't know why. Same as Frank, I suppose. Perhaps they never took to him. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Let's move on. I miss a few out. I'm a shareholder who says bought in the IPO in 1982, but I ain't putting 100 million in. Big up to you. Oh, Binny's in. Ain't seen you, Binny. Hope you're well, mate. Bankers are bonkers, hiding in their bunkers. They say allies, but it's all lies. They just pray, but they pray. Welcome to Spurs. Or is it SPQR? I don't know. Spur. Yeah, something like that. Or you might have a definition for those letters. Let me know. Binny, big up to you, mate. No, I don't want him. I don't want him. Paul, I don't want him. I was mentioning him as a young manager type of thing with the others that I mentioned. No, I don't want him. I don't want him, Paul. I'm saying it would be a typical Tottenham-y thing to do to get relegated and put someone like him in charge. I know. Tottenham are so unpredictable at the end of the day. They're so unpredictable. And then in other things, they're just so predictable. Yeah. There you go. 40 games, Leslie. Absolutely. Thanks for that information, mate. Yeah, I think one or the other will go, mate. I think one or the other will go. I'll be shocked if Romero don't leave, to be fair. What does that say? Okay, you're right. Vuskovic has signed a contract and we pay his wages, but it was obvious to me from pre-season how good he is. You can't take away his ambition to play with his bro. So, but yeah, do it that way then. If it keeps everyone happy and it's cheap, yeah, whatever. But I'm looking at it, Rudolph, from, we can all get attached to people, Rudolph. Do you know what I mean? Players and managers and, it's some things that people do, right? For me, again, I'll say he's signed a contract, right? And, what goes on with his brother and whatever, I'm sure he can sort it out with Spurs one way or the other. What I'm saying is, if Spurs were that club and went, well, I'm sorry, Luke, at the end of the day, you signed a contract, we need you back next season. He's got a choice, hasn't he? Either play or be sold. I don't know. I suppose his third option would be they would let him go on loan again for another year. But I don't think the player in the position that we're in should be dictating after he's signed a contract what he's doing. He's a Spurs player. We've let him go out on loan to, improve him. And if we say we need him back, Rudolph, we need him back. For me, anyway. Big up, Dash from India. Big up to you, mate. Vuskovic signed with us, and that was his decision. It was on him. He can't now backtrack from the fact that he signed to us. It's his duty to report to us when we want him to. Fair play, Dash. Also, quick question. If Igor wins 8 out of 12, including the NLD, does he stay for next season or what? Well, I would imagine a lot of that goes with who comes in the summer, who's meant to be coming in the summer. Dash, I've got to say, Tudor does not give me the vibe of not building a team, but being, I don't know, successful season after season. He gives me that vibe of he's a fixer. So as in, if a club's got a problem, whatever it be, Tottenham's problem at the moment is we're down the relegation area. We just want to get away from it. By the way, if you sort that out, there's a right few quid for you and you can go on your merry way. There's always a possibility, Dash, I suppose, but I just don't see him as that kind of manager. He's a fixer. He comes in, stamps his authority, makes it clear to the players what he wants, what he expects from them, without being over the top. And he's done that at Juve. I think he's was at Marseille for a while. I think his longest tenure has been like his first gig, I think, Hajduk Split. I think I remember reading 70-odd games, 75 games for manager for them. But he doesn't stay, excuse me, he doesn't stay anywhere too long, Dash. He doesn't seem to anyway. And he just gives me the vibe that he's a fixer. And if he can fix us for the time being, then that's fine. Yep, absolutely, Leslie. Yeah, I think he's a very good young player. And this is what I mean. You get levels. You get this, yeah, and then you get different positions, but then you get a Gray. And I'm not saying Gray's a bad player again, yeah, but he just wasn't ready, and he's still not ready for me. But he does a job here and there. But I just don't think that, when you compare the two levels of those two players, there's huge gaps, isn't there? For me, Vuskovic has proved not that he's necessarily ready for the first team at Tottenham, but he's playing in Hamburg, he's playing in the German league. You can call it what you want, but he's playing against professional players week in, week out, which can only be good for him. Don't think they even looked at him, Leslie, did they? So fixated on Ashley Phillips. Oh, what did I press there? I didn't want to do that. If Soldado went flop, we might not have given Harry Kane his breakthrough. Yep. There's always a looking at it, Leslie, isn't there? Always looking at it. Yep. We did sell him in the end, yeah, Lo Celso. Yeah. You're probably right. Where we won't have European football next season, we'll end up having a poor summer window. You can see it coming, Ghosted. You can see it coming. World Cup's on. No European football. Sorry, the war chest has just shrunk from 300 million to 30 million. Do you know what I mean? They're all full of shit up there, mate. Honestly, the people that own it and run it, and the boatmen, yeah, you know who I'm talking about. They're all idiots. They're all money men, mate. All of them. Big up, Leslie. That's great stuff. Big up to you lot, by the way. Big up to you lot. Love it. Absolutely love it. There you go. I'm even getting information from the store because I promise you my phone's not on. Yeah, I do this because I love it. I do it because I want the channel to get bigger, but I do it because I love it. There's lots of you in here that are reasonable people, and, that's what I want at the end of the day. Reasonable people who want to talk football. Have a bit of bench, yeah. Do you know what I mean? But nothing too heavy. Nothing too heavy. So according to the Stowich, we are 7 away from 850. If there's 7 of you in here, please hit that button for us. Hit the like, hit the hype, and comment after the stream. Well, yeah, there is that to it. And if you want Lang out and you haven't sub or like one or the other, big up, Kate. Yeah, it will be, Kate. It will be. Oh, this is interesting from the Stowich. Christian Romero did not send Thomas Frank a farewell message following the manager's departure. That tells you all you need to know about this narcissist. Get him gone. Big up, Rob. That's better, isn't it, mate? Yeah. Yeah, I've got, it's better than Michael Oliver, isn't it? Paul. Let's be honest, Michael Oliver. What's he on? What is he on? What's this say? If I could work out how to do it, Choppy, I could take the ticker off if it's doing your head in. Hang on a sec. I'm good like that. I hope you're not winding me up, by the way. Here we go. Let me just see if I can do this. Is it gone? There you go. Choppy, is that all right, mate? Hang on. Press the wrong button here now. Don't do me in. Here we go. I'm back. There you go. I've took it off for you, Choppy. I don't want you getting upset, mate. All right? As long as you're okay. Tudor has joined 9 clubs, says the Stowich. Mid-season to try and save them. He's not suited to that style of management. Quick fix, big bonus, move on. There you go. Yep. Yeah. Where are we? There's Finn. Never understood the grey hype. Seen patches of half-decent football from him, but football commentators bang on about him like he's the next Gazza. Very odd. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right, Choppy. No problems, mate. No problems at all, mate. You're all good. You're all good. We have it on, obviously, Choppy. You know, people. I know it's continuous and it rolls round and rolls round, but we're only a fledgling channel, so we're just trying to get, you know, as many subscribers as we can get, mate, and you know, and putting the stuff out there. Yeah, up the Spurs, Choppy. Absolutely. Rudolph says Vuskovic was ready, in my opinion, from what I saw in pre-season. He would have got minutes if we were smart, and we could have then given Romero and VDV a rest to alleviate potential injury. It's obvious. Fair comment, mate. Yeah, fair comment. He could have stayed. He could have stayed. And this is why I say this. Like, I know people will say that it's good for him, however good he is, to be on loan at another club. Just to, yeah. Others have said, listen, why didn't we keep him? I haven't got the answer to that. I don't know, Rudolph. I don't know. I can only go on what I see, mate. And I don't know the answer to that. You know, for me, he's a very good young player. I don't think it'd do him any harm being at somewhere like Hamburg for a year, to be fair. But, you know, from all the hype that he's had out in Germany and, you know, half-season player of the year and all that stuff, he's obviously doing something right. So, but again, it's up to the DOF and the scouting team that bought him to assess him, you know, and bring him forward in the way that they see fit. Whether that is the right way or not is a different matter. But it is what it is, Rudolph, mate. It is what it is. Right, so we've actually got to the bottom of the chat at last. I am going to bring up these two comments because this is where we'll finish off for today. It's gone 12, so we'll go and have a bit of lunch and a cup of tea. Go and see the sister-in-law, have a chat with her for a bit, see if she's all right. But Ulrika with the super sticker, absolutely superb. Brilliant stuff. And appreciate your comments today, Ulrika. Appreciate your comments today. And the last comment I want to bring up, and I'm not going to bring any more up in the live chat until I flick back here, but this is the last big comment that I wanted to bring up that Finn sent in earlier. Yeah, put this round the stadium. Put it round the stadium, even if it's for the next 12 games. So every time a player looks, every time a fan looks, have it on the thing as they come out through the tunnel somewhere. Look around. This is your Colosseum. This is where you go to war and fight for the next 3 months. These are not games. They are battles. And on that note, I'm going to end the show. Big up to everyone who's been in. Again, please keep subbing, liking, hyping, comment in the section after the video's finished. We'll be back. We'll find a slot later on this evening. Hit your notification bells to let you know when we're on. And yeah, we'll see you all later on. I'm sure Sheriff will be home from work then. We'll see if we can get a couple of people on. We'll go back. We'll carry on chatting about this. We'll carry on chatting about Spurs and we'll see how we go. Big up to all of you for being in here this morning. Nearly another mega 3-hour special. See you all later on. Thanks for being in. Big thanks to Ulrika. Great comment from Finn. And Choppy, look after yourself, son. Speak to you all soon. You take care. Cookie and the share.